Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 47th episode of the Nata PR School podcast. PR and marketing laws. Rule number 8, truthfulness. So today we explore how truthfulness is now vital, especially in PR and marketing, obviously, and publicity. So this law, especially during a crisis, is without a doubt vital, really essential. Because now today, if a customer is not happy about something and wants to voice its dissatisfaction to an audience, they can reach thousands, if not sometimes millions of people so quickly. It's very scary. I find it scary. And many brands and businesses have learned this lesson the hard way. I don't know if you remember, but back in the days, in our pre-internet marketing classes, we were taught that an unhappy customer might share their bad comments and negative comments with 10 people they know around them, 10 people in their circle. Oh my God, that was so scary. Today, this seems like like nothing at all, right? A non-event almost. Especially when we know today how quickly a new hashtag can spread around the world, especially if it's a negative one. We think about hashtag #MeToo. This is like the tic-tac-toe sign with the name. This is what we call a hashtag, or a clickable world in French, a mot-click hashtag. All this to say that the law of truthfulness has always been vital in public relations. I think it's there you experience it the most. Nothing is sadder than a spokesperson who tries to hide some information from a top journalist during a live interview. If this journalist is really experimented, and think about any new politicians. They're not trained. They don't have this experience of preparing themselves well enough in advance to what they want to say and what they don't want to say, because you always have control on your answers, right? So, but when you feel that there's something avoided, when they avoid the truth, it is reflected in their voice, their gestures, and the way they express themselves. So we always say that the body doesn't lie, our body doesn't lie. So keep that in mind, especially if you are a spokesperson for your company, you're the voice of your brand. You have to really keep in mind and practice even this law of truthfulness. Today, I hope that this law is really included in any corporate crisis management training, because this is the core. It is today, especially today, it's pointless to deny the facts. Why? Because there is always someone that can be filming, right? Or even recording what you're doing without your knowledge. Maybe we have all been recorded. Right now, we don't even know it. We're surrounded by smartphones that can capture everything we do. So please don't forget it, especially if you are representing a very sensitive company. It's really important that you know this law, the law of truthfulness, and that everything is today recorded. I have the perfect example to share with you today. I don't know if you remember what happened to Starbucks. That was in 2018, just a few years back. There was an employee who felt in danger, threatened by two young people sitting at a table waiting for a friend. The employee called the police for no apparent reason. That's the incident. And these two young men were Ration Nelson and Dante Robinson, both 23 years old. They're probably super famous since that event. They decided to meet at a Starbucks in Rittenhouse in downtown Philadelphia. Those two young entrepreneurs, two businessmen, were expecting a third person, and they were seated at a table when an employee came to ask them if they could be helped, if they wanted to order something. And both of them explained that they wanted to wait for their guests to arrive before placing an order. Just a few minutes later, police officers came into the Starbucks, walked over, and handcuffed them. This is how it's happening in the US. Management had called the police to remove them from their premises. And what happened? I'm sure you've guessed. Someone, a client, filmed the whole intervention and shared it on Twitter at the time. The arrest was filmed, so the arrest during which the two young men remained super calm, quickly went viral, giving the rise to a hashtag, not a positive one. And the hashtag was, if you remember, boycott Starbucks. Oof. And that event also was sparking a series of protests, of course. The story circled the globe in just a few hours. But Starbucks is really PR savvy. Really, I talk about them often enough. I'm impressed by how they build themselves with PR. So obviously they're well surrounded by PR agency. Thank God. And they really reacted quickly. So I'm really impressed by how they managed this crisis. So they decided to announce very quickly that their Starbucks were going to be closed, that their 8,000 locations in the United States would be closed for one afternoon, so all its employees could undergo a racial bias education after the arrest of two Black customers in one of its stores. Imagine just one of its stores, and you see the impact of it. Everybody knew about it. And so during that training, they were announcing that employees would follow a program designed to address implicit bias, promote conscious inclusion, prevent discrimination, and ensure everyone inside a Starbucks store feels safe and welcome. So they really took this negative event to turn it and use it as a great PR tool, which can be super positive. Like using PR to create something positive is amazing. It's not something negative. And so shortly after the incident too, their CEO apologized. And this is what he said. So I want to offer our deepest apologies to the two men who were arrested, said Kevin Johnson, the CEO. The company has begun, he kept saying, that a complete review of its practices will be done. And they also posted a video very quickly that also became viral. So the story is, for me, a great example of a successful crisis management because of mainly 3 axes, 3 points. I'm going to name them quickly, and they're really easy to remember. So the first one is Starbucks quickly admitted their mistake. Point number 2, Starbucks made a public apology to both customers. Starbucks came up with a solution. So you see, this is where truthfulness, when you're sincere and you're telling the truth, is so important in each of these three main axes. So admit your mistake. It has to come from the top. Number 2, Starbucks made a public apology to customer. It has to be a sincere one, a truthful one, sincere apology. Number 3, solutions. And I remember that all over the world, media journalists really took this news and spread the news, which I found was really amazing. I'm sure all the top managers and the CEO probably had a few bad nights and were really stressed out with this news, but they really managed it in an amazing way, in a very positive way. And keep in mind that very often a negative incident will run for 24 hours, maybe 48 hours if it's really something incredible. And after that, journalist moves to another story. Isn't that crazy? The world is really really fast, and we are consuming information on a crazy rhythm. So this is why you have to react very quickly, because knowing that a bad news might not be there forever, the sooner you go out and excuse yourself, you give excuses, propose solutions, and implement also new steps, new solutions, new process for not repeating the same mistake. It's really a perfect way of managing a crisis. And as always, if you're interested to talk about it with me, I'm available for a free consultation. Many of you are contacting me. I have free consultations every week, and I love it. I love to get to know you better. So please just click on the link and book a consultation with me. Hopefully, this minutes of your time were useful, and I made you think about your business. And if you haven't implemented a plan, a crisis management plan, it's the best way to do that. So keep these 3 steps in mind. So today we were talking about PR and marketing laws, rule number 8, the rule of truthfulness. I hope you're going to be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.